You have written an offer, you get that call or that text or that email that says, "Congratulations, your offer has been accepted." Now it is on and popping. So once you get an offer accepted, it's going to be busy. You're going to be hearing from the lender. You're going to be hearing from the closing attorney that you select. You're going to be hearing from your realtor. So let's discuss the offer accepted phase. So the first thing that I would tell my client as an agent is your due diligence, your earnest money, if you offered either or both, they are due immediately. The due diligence goes to the seller directly. The earnest money will be held by the closing attorney until closing. So those are both due immediately. So another thing will be, hey, do you want to do inspections on this home? There are really no inspections that are mandatory here in North Carolina except the WDIR or Wood Destroying Insect Report, which is required by the VA and FHA. So I will always recommend getting a home inspection. A home inspector is like your primary physician. They may know a little bit about everything, but if there's an issue with a certain part of your body, let's say it's something with your ears, nose, or throat, they're going to send you to an ENT doctor. That's exactly what a home inspector does. A home inspector will check the home from the roof to the crawl space. And if they find any issue, they may refer or recommend that you speak to someone who specializes in that specific area, i.e., electrician or plumber. So I always recommend, if nothing else, get a home inspection. Does it cost a little bit? Yeah. On average, I would say about 350 to 550, depending on the size of the home. It's different factors that determine the price of the home inspection. But is it worth it for your peace of mind? Absolutely. Who you choose is very important. So I would say do your research, read reviews. Your realtor should be able to recommend some really good ones, and tell you some that you might want to shy away from. But I would definitely, if nothing else, do a home inspection. There are other inspections, HVAC inspections, where technicians will come and check the HVAC units, but the home inspector also does take a look at those. So, like I said, if nothing else, get your home inspection. It's super worth it. Hey, your lender is also going to order an appraisal. Usually, they do that as soon as you go under contract because sometimes appraisers can get busy and it can take them a little bit of time to get to the home, and we need that appraisal in order to get to closing in good timing. So the lender will order an appraisal. Some lenders will charge you for that upfront, and some lenders will include that in your closing costs. It really depends on who you go with for your lender. So you'll be doing a lot of stuff. I promise you'll be filling out a lot of documents, signing a lot of stuff. But one thing that your lender is going to ask you to do is go ahead and shop for your mortgage insurance. I would often tell buyers start with whoever you pay your car insurance with. Sometimes, if you bundle the two, you could get a good deal. So, you'll shop for mortgage insurance. Now, once you go under contract, and you'll see it in the offer, there is a period of time that's referred to as the due diligence period. Now, on average, a closing takes 28 to 30 days. So you will get a period of time called the due diligence period to inspect the home and determine if you want to move forward with that home purchase. So this is very important if you offer earnest money or due diligence, honestly, because if you decide to walk away during that usually 2 3 week period we call due diligence period, you will get your earnest money returned to you. If you have no good reason at all. As long as it's during that 2 or 3 week period that we call the due diligence period, you will get your earnest money back. Due diligence, you will not get back. So that's just something to think about. You've gotten your inspections done, and now you've gotten the reports back, and you may see that there are some cosmetic things. I always say cosmetic things I wouldn't worry about, because in North Carolina, sellers do not have to negotiate repairs. So once a buyer gets their home inspection report back, I will typically say, hey, if there's something functional or something big that's on there, I would ask for those things. And if it's something that's pretty easy to fix or relatively inexpensive to fix, I would just fix those myself. So during that negotiating part of this phase, I would say read over the report, and then your realtor should also read the report, by the way, and then y'all discuss what things that you would like to ask for them to repair. Now, some sellers are very reasonable, and they will. I've had some sellers do everything that my buyers have asked for, and I've had some that may say like, "Hey, I'll do this, but I won't do this." So you do negotiate repairs, but in North Carolina, like I said, sellers do not have to repair anything. Speaking of negotiating repairs, if you make an offer on a home that is sold as is, that means that the seller is telling you straight up, I'm not repairing anything. Now, me myself, I would run from a home like that, but some people like a challenge, I guess. So that was just something I just wanted to add in there. Okay, so typically, whenever you ask for repairs, we'll do it on a form called the due diligence repair request form. So, in that form, I will normally say, and most realtors probably will too, hey, once repairs are done, can you provide the invoices and photos that show that the work was done? So, you have the right to check that all repairs were done with good quality and done well. That means the same thing, doesn't it? Okay, so another thing that I would tell my buyers is, hey, once you get closer to that closing uh, appointment, go ahead and be setting up your transfer of utilities, things like that. You don't want to forget that. You don't want to move into the house because and then not have that stuff set up, because usually the seller will have it set up until the day of closing, and then they're no longer responsible once that deed records at the courthouse. So that's phase 6. We have one more phase to go.